Hey guys, so this is kind of a big deal. It's kind of surreal, but I just hit 50 pounds lost today. I'm sorry if you hear my air conditioning, it's really hot in here. So I'm sorry, and I'm also sorry if I'm sweating. If I'm sweating, it's because it's hot. I'm in Alabama, it's June, it's hot. Okay, it's hot in here. Which is actually a good thing because I think my body is like upregulating. I think my thyroid's boosted and you're seeing some results, and so am I. So let's get into it. 50 pounds lost, 50 pounds of fat. That is a small child, as I said when I lost 40 pounds, but that's like a bigger small child. And how do I feel? Gosh. So I have not been, today I am 333.8 pounds, 47.5% body fat. My waist is 41.5 inches, and that's like above the belly button. So I'm just trying to get the stats out just for people that are curious. I'm also 6'1". So I feel like very recently, I think especially since it got really hot, I think it was enough to shift the scales. And really within the last week, I started to kind of feel better. So I went to the gym the day before yesterday, and I went up in weight at the gym. And usually I really suffer post-gym. Usually I have a really hard time with it. I feel like I'm like dying the next day, or I wake up like a huge bitch the next morning, like really mean and just really crabby and stuff. And that didn't happen. All that happened is last night I felt very tired, but it was kind of like a restful tired. And I felt like my body wanted to have a migraine, but it didn't get there. It was like an almost migraine, but it didn't. I never really had a headache. But I did have like a lot of fluid left my body and that kind of thing. And I wasn't in that bad of a mood. I was just tired. And it's like, wow, like I noticed yesterday my mom called me, which my mom calls me out of the blue. I'm pretty sure that's relatable for a lot of people. And I always would get so irritated with her. When she'd call me, I'd answer the phone and be like, what? Or something like that. And yesterday, even post going up in weight at the gym, which is when I'm usually mega bitch, I just answered the phone and I was like, yeah, hi, what's going on? Blah, blah. And it was totally like a normal conversation. I wasn't harsh at all. I already told you guys, me and my mom have been getting along better. I haven't really been fighting with anybody. And even that irritability is going away. And I just think that's what I noticed the most. Really, I think I'm really getting out of severe hypo. Like I've been saying that for months, but it's very different when you're in a deficit and you're going to the gym. Like I'm doing pretty hardcore. You know what I'm saying? Like remember guys, for my job, I walk probably between 3 and 5 hours a day when I'm working. And I do full body at the gym every 4 days. And I do a caloric deficit. Although not a severe one, I eat my BMR of calories. So that's kind of a lot. It's a lot. And so I do a lot. Like, I don't want people to think like, oh, the weight is just falling off. Like, no. Like, there really is no magic pill to this type of thing. It really is just, I have a lot of discipline, especially since giving up something in March that I'm not going to get into, but I've stayed off of that. It's been, we're going on 4 months this month, and I'm fine. I barely even miss it at this point. And I'm just kind of living, and I think there are times when I was so scared during this journey, and it's when you're just so low that you don't think about anything other than your health, because you really can't. And I've noticed in recent weeks, especially this past week, like, I think a lot about, like, social BS stuff. Like, I have another essay or another blog that I'm going to post here, and it's kind of about, like, social dynamics of being the current size that I'm at. You know, I'm pretty much firmly into what would be considered a mid-fat by fat acceptance activists, which I find their spectrum to be interesting, although I don't think that quote-unquote privilege within size is linear. I think it's just people do treat you differently based on different sizes. And really what I've noticed as I've dipped towards the mid-fat levels is I kind of become a background character. And it's really interesting because when you're really big, there's almost like there's an attention with it, right? There's not really a clout, it's more like a sideshow. And I don't know, it's just something I'm gonna have to think about more, like as far as YouTube and that kind of stuff, because when you're mid-fat, it's kind of like you're not huge, so you don't have the huge clout, but you also don't have the thin clout, so you're just kind of there. You just exist. And so I don't know, but the point is, like, I actually have the energy to think about this stuff. I actually have looked into, like, you know, I want to do better, or I want to have more. Like, you start to think about things differently. And like I told you guys, I felt a bit more social recently in a way that I haven't felt since, like, 2017. You know, it's been a long time where I was pretty ill. And like last night I was watching Mariah Elizabeth. She is so cheesy, but I haven't really watched her channel, like, in forever. And I was watching these cooking videos and stuff, like this type of content that I really haven't been interested in since before 2020, you know, since before everything went down. And it just feels really good to, like, kind of be back to normal, I guess. Like, not constantly thinking about how awful everything is, not constantly thinking about how terrible the world is and this kind of stuff. And I'm still, a lot of my friends and a lot of the people in my life, they're still kind of in that headspace, but I myself am not. I feel like I'm really moving forward in my life. I feel like I'm really able to just kind of get out of those dark clouds, especially like when I'm not feeling so depressed after the gym anymore. Like, I feel like I finally got to a point where I have a normal weight loss journey, and I think especially in another month or so, it will be totally fine, you know? I still have hiccups every now and then, and I think things are more in flux as usual, but I think it's actually getting better, which means I can actually focus on other things, like building this channel, or dating, or developing other hobbies, or just having more fun, or just getting things done, and that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, I think when I hit this milestone today, I could feel it coming. You know, it's not like I don't keep track. It's weird because there's always this part of me, well, not always, but even when I fight fat acceptance rhetoric and I fight these things, the reason why their rhetoric is so successful is because there is a shadow of doubt within a fat person when they're losing weight. There's always a doubt of if I can really do this, or if this will really happen, especially when plateaus happen, which I have had quite a few plateaus, although clearly not very long lasting in this journey. Like, you know, between 40 pounds lost and 50 pounds lost. I did have some plateaus throughout it. And so when those hit, that's when that fat acceptance rhetoric is so toxic and deadly, because you do have shadows of doubt. You know, I've talked about it a lot. There are hormonal factors with fat loss that make you feel less confident. There are things within fat loss itself that make you feel more anxious. And a lot of times that anxiety can be turned on yourself. And that does happen to me as well. I'm not like superhuman. So I think when I hit 50 pounds, there's a part of me that feels overwhelmed. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, you know, like I remember I was at the gym, not the last time, but the time before. And my body sat differently in the machines. And I was like, oh my gosh, you know, and it just feels weird. So it's tough, like, and of course I love congratulations, like who doesn't, right? But there is this weird mental thing in your head as you're losing weight. It's just very common, and I do feel it as well. So it's a trip. But that's why I advise everybody, myself included, to not think about it so much. But I do still think about it, especially because, like, you know, I'm documenting it online and stuff, which there are reasons people should or shouldn't, but I do it for my own reasons. I'm doing it for a reason. I'm trying to show you guys it can be done. So I was just like kind of tripping, you know, because my clothes, so I'm getting to a point where some of my clothes I just can't really wear anymore. And so I'm starting to have to consider that. I think when I get down like another 10 pounds, so when I get to the low 320s, I think at that point I'll probably actually shift to a new size completely. When I first started this journey, I was a solid 4X. I could not fit in a 3X, which is actually crazy to think about. I was a super fat. Now I'm a solid 3X. And so I was wearing a lot of shirts that were kind of like big 3Xs or 4Xs, and then down to like, I call Walmart, which is this shirt, I call it a 2.5X, because they have a 3X, but it's definitely, you know, they kind of cut out some of the fabric. Let's keep it 100. So that's what I'm wearing right now. And the shirt is from last year. But I had to buy new shorts. Like, I actually had to buy 2X Walmart shorts. Most of the weight I've lost is actually in my legs. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some of the clothes I'm going to have to get rid of. So I have like these huge jeans. They're a 56. Those are hanging in my closet, and I'm going to keep those for posterity. And I'm also going to keep this shirt for posterity. It's kind of like funky, and it's actually inside out, which is just great. But this shirt, I have like a picture of myself at my biggest in June of 2021. That summer, I was the biggest I've ever been, and this shirt was tight on me. This shirt is, I think they say it's a 3X, so it's definitely a big 3X. It's a 3XLT. It was tight, and my belly was poking out. So it's kind of like a big and tall 3X. I would consider it a 4. And it was tight. So I'm not going to wear this anymore. It's too big. Too big to hang out, as Taylor would say. But I'm going to keep this one for posterity just because I have a picture of myself at my absolute biggest. So that's no longer going to be worn. This one I just got for Christmas. So this one I just got for Christmas, and it's too big. I don't know. Like, I think because it's that 3XLT. I guess that's just too big for me. It's really huge. It's funny how different stores' sizes are so weird. This is a 4X. I don't care what they say. This is huge. And then these sweatpants, which I wore in my music video. I can still wear my, these aren't sweatpants. This is my sweater. So I can still wear my, that yellow shirt that I wore in the music video. It fits fine. But this sweater was big on me anyways. I mean, look at how huge that is. So I don't know. This one I think is a 4X. And My mom likes to get, she got it for me for Christmas. Yeah, it's Sephora. She likes to get me bigger sweaters and stuff. And this was just so big. It was already big on me. Even before I got back down to my lowest. So it's over. I'm not going to wear it anymore. It looks bad. Like, it looks like I'm wearing a dress. Now, these shorts, I don't know what size these are. These are probably a 3. Yeah, 3XLT. That is just too big. I don't know. My mom needs to chill on that. Just kidding. This is from 2020. So I got these for my birthday. And if you see how huge this is, I could not wear these. Like, they legit did not fit. I don't even know if you can see it. Yeah, like you can. But I couldn't fit in these in the summer of 2020. And it's finally to a point, like I said, especially in my legs. That's why I've lost the majority of my weight. I cannot wear these anymore. They look absolutely trash on me. Period. So I'm not going to wear them anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, like, I don't know if it's thrifting, but I'm going to donate them basically to a thrift store because, again, I mean, FAs aren't wrong about everything. This shirt just isn't my color, so I'm just not going to wear it anymore. This one I could still wear, but I'm just not going to. It's not my color. But, you know, I do listen to some of the stuff the FAs say, and I agree, like, can be hard to find really, really big stuff at a thrift store, so I'm going to definitely donate because these clothes are nice enough to still wear. This is those sweatpants that I wore. Oh, these kind of have a hole in the butt. I might not be able to donate those, but I'm not going to wear them anymore. Too big to hang out, period. So I don't know if I can donate these sweats because they do have a hole. It's a tiny hole, but whatever. Whatever's nice enough, I will. And lastly is this shirt. So this shirt is scarring because I have like this video when I did like this weird poetry reading, Marissa Matthews style, back in 2018. And I looked so fucking fat in this shirt. My grandma saw the video of me and she was like, you look so fat. And that's like a memory I've always kept. But this is like one of my best colors. So I wore this shirt like at least 20 million times in 2022. But it's over. It was too big to hang out. So that's pretty much everything that I'm going to be getting rid of. And yeah, I've noticed mostly the weight loss in my legs is especially significant. So like I really have to have smaller pants because my thighs and legs are just not as big as they used to be. The upper body, it's definitely going down, but it's slower. I tend to lose more like here, but like the belly, it stays, it remains. And then I did actually get some new clothes for this summer, but maybe I'll talk about that at another point because I still wanted to get a couple more things for summer, so maybe I will do a little bit of a haul. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be thrifting as I lose weight because, you know, you can kind of wear something for a while and then you can give it back. You can donate back. And I think it is a useful tool within weight loss because I don't want to, you know, really get bouge and stuff when I'm not going to be able to wear it for super long, you know? So I'll definitely be looking at a jacket at a thrift store. I'll start looking now because I need to get one because my jackets are just way too big and it's just a trip. It's a trip. Like, so I don't know. When you start really losing, like you have to start thinking about this stuff and that's what I'm thinking about, you know? And like I said, as I'm getting healthier, I'm getting out of that darkness, that fog of hypo, that severe hypo, and just going towards Sad Girl Autumn Edition hypo, which is just like a cute hypo. It's like you're still a pleasant person. You're just maybe a little sad sometimes. It's like I'm thinking more about social stuff, you know, and social dynamics. And I'll definitely be writing about that or talking about it as I lose because I know a lot of you guys are interested in that aspect. And I am too, and it helps me to talk about it. Because that's how I am. I like to put stuff out there, and so it's like I might as well if it can help anybody, because that's how I am. I like to do that. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for being supportive and understanding as far as my health journey and stuff, and how sometimes it is harder and I have to take a step away, but I'm hoping those days are getting over. Like, I think we're going towards brighter days. So let's get to it. Let's get to work. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy your day, night, whatever, and I hope to see you again soon. Talk soon. Bye.